Welcome back, Wealth Tubers. In today's video, we're diving deep into Trump's ambitious deportation plans for undocumented immigrants. From mass deportations of millions, backed by a major expansion of ICE, to his call for a closed border with heightened security measures, we'll break down what's at stake. We'll also discuss his controversial use of the Alien Enemies Act to expedite deportations and his push to end birthright citizenship for children born to undocumented immigrants. Stick around as we explore the full scope of these proposals and their potential impact on U.S. immigration policy. These policies have sparked a lot of debates on both legal and humanitarian grounds, and we'll discuss how they might affect the future of U.S. immigration law and society at large. From family separations to the potential legal battles, there's a lot at play here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates on this issue. Let's get into it.
Mass deportations.
Keep our families safe. The Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country. Even larger than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Trump's immigration plan focuses heavily on mass deportations, with the goal of removing millions of undocumented immigrants from the U.S. This approach is designed to significantly reduce the number of undocumented residents, thereby restoring what he perceives as law and order. To achieve this, the plan would require a dramatic expansion of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, involving the recruitment of thousands of new agents to enhance enforcement efforts. The increase in ICE personnel would ensure that the government has sufficient resources to enforce stricter immigration policies nationwide. Additionally, there would be a substantial increase in detention centers to accommodate those awaiting deportation. These expanded facilities would provide the necessary infrastructure to hold large numbers of detainees, which could help speed up the deportation process. The policy would target a broad range of undocumented individuals, prioritizing both those with criminal records and those without, in an effort to enforce stricter immigration laws across the board. This would send a strong message that no one, regardless of background, would be exempt from removal under the plan. To support these actions, Trump's plan also calls for an overhaul of immigration detention procedures, including increased partnerships with local law enforcement agencies to carry out deportations. This collaboration would ensure that local police are involved in the federal immigration enforcement process, increasing the overall effectiveness of deportation efforts across the U.S. He has proposed expanding the use of detention facilities in both private and federal hands, with an emphasis on processing and deporting individuals as quickly as possible. The idea is to minimize bureaucratic delays, ensuring that immigrants without legal status are swiftly returned to their countries of origin.
Closed border.
I would like to demand that our border be closed because we have millions of people coming into our country. Millions and millions of people are pouring in at levels that nobody's reporting, nobody's going to talk about, but I believe you could have 15 million already in. Some are terrorists.
A closed border policy is a central element of Trump's immigration plan, with an emphasis on enhancing border security to significantly reduce illegal crossings. This includes not only increased patrols by both federal and state law enforcement agencies, but also the use of advanced surveillance technologies like drones, high-tech sensors, and biometric tracking. By deploying these measures, the goal is to make crossing the U.S.-Mexico border much more difficult, ensuring tighter control over who enters the country. These technologies would provide real-time intelligence, enabling quicker responses to border violations. This strategy aims to deter illegal immigration by creating a more formidable and secure border environment. In addition to increasing security personnel and using technology, Trump's plan also advocates for building more physical barriers, such as walls and fences, along the most vulnerable sections of the border. These barriers would be strategically placed in areas identified as high risk for illegal crossings. By combining infrastructure with technology and manpower, the policy seeks to create an almost impenetrable border, reinforcing a comprehensive approach to immigration control. The construction of these barriers would be aimed at minimizing the number of areas where illegal crossings can occur, reducing opportunities for undocumented immigrants to enter. The ultimate aim is to drastically reduce the number of undocumented immigrants entering the U.S. via the southern border.
Use of the Alien Enemies Act of 1798.
I'll invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Did you know that? I had to go back that far. We couldn't find anything because modern day politicians, even sort of old time, nobody had the courage of these original people.
The invocation of the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 could fundamentally alter the way the U.S. handles immigration enforcement, particularly by enabling swift and broad deportations without full judicial oversight. This could expedite the removal of individuals considered threats, but it also raises significant concerns about due process rights. However, this proposal raises concerns about human rights and the legal protections for individuals in the U.S. It also risks setting a dangerous precedent for future immigration policy, potentially undermining trust in the legal system and prompting backlash from civil rights groups, lawmakers, and even foreign governments. The controversial nature of the law means its potential use would likely lead to intense legal scrutiny and challenges. The Alien Enemies Act also raises broader concerns about its potential to fuel xenophobia and racial discrimination. Critics warn that its use could unfairly target certain immigrant communities, especially those from countries that are politically or ideologically opposed to U.S. interests. There is a fear that it could disproportionately affect certain ethnic or religious groups, intensifying racial divides. Furthermore, it could result in the separation of families and disrupt the lives of long-term residents, many of whom have established deep ties to American society. The controversy surrounding the law underscores the delicate balance between national security and fundamental civil liberties, making its application politically and legally fraught.
Ending birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants.
My new term in office, I will sign an executive order making clear to federal agencies that under the correct interpretation of the law, going forward, the future children of illegal aliens will not receive automatic U.S. citizenship.
Finally, Trump's immigration plan proposes ending birthright citizenship for children born in the U.S. to undocumented immigrants, a move that would eliminate the automatic right to citizenship for such children. This would challenge the 14th Amendment's guarantee of citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil. By changing this provision, the plan seeks to deter illegal immigration by removing the incentive of automatic citizenship for children of undocumented parents. However, this proposal would likely require a constitutional amendment, sparking significant debate over its legality and implications. This proposal would not only spark significant legal battles, but also raise questions about the long-term impact on children who have lived in the U.S. and identify as Americans despite their parents' undocumented status. Ending birthright citizenship could create a complex legal and social landscape, where children born to undocumented parents would not automatically be granted U.S. citizenship, despite being born on American soil. This could lead to legal ambiguity, particularly regarding the rights of these children in terms of education, social services, and legal protections. Additionally, such a shift could disrupt family structures, as undocumented parents may face challenges in ensuring their children's legal status, even if the children have lived their entire lives in the U.S. Trump's immigration plan consists of several major proposals aimed at overhauling U.S. immigration policy. It calls for mass deportations of undocumented immigrants, with expanded ICE resources and detention facilities. Additionally, the plan emphasizes a closed border through increased border security, surveillance, and the construction of physical barriers along the southern border. Trump also seeks to invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to allow deportations without judicial review, a proposal raising legal and civil rights concerns. Finally, Trump aims to end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants, challenging the 14th Amendment's provisions. These policies could reshape the legal landscape, but would likely spark significant legal and political battles, particularly over civil rights, constitutional protections, and the social consequences of such changes. Thanks for tuning in, Wealth Tubers. That wraps up today's breakdown of Trump's deportation plans for undocumented immigrants. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on important topics like this. See you in the next video.